Good morning, Craig Howard here. Happy to be with you again. Question for you. Did you ever make a big blunder in your life? Well, if you're breathing, if you're human, you probably have. I know I have many times. I read about a girl who you may have already heard about. According to the article I read, she became famous on TikTok, social media, for accidentally, at least the article I read said it was accidental, she accidentally used spray on Gorilla Glue adhesive instead of her hairspray and sprayed it on her hair. And I don't know if she was thinking that she's a blogger, she's a video blogger, and I don't know if she was thinking maybe she could come up with some sort of alternative to the hairspray she normally used or whatever. But anyhow, she got this industrial adhesive in her hair and couldn't get it out. It wouldn't wash out. It wasn't water-based. It's solvent-based. And she didn't know what to do, and she was freaking out, and it was wrecking her hair. She was just panicking. It was terrible. And it got a doctor saw it on social media and came to her rescue. He was a doctor who had a background. He was actually a plastic surgeon who had a background in chemistry, and he had her come in, and her friends had set up a GoFundMe account to help her figure out a way to pay for whatever it was going to take to make this right. Anyhow, this doctor, with his background in chemistry, figured out a way to use a solvent to get this stuff out of her hair. He got it all out of her hair and then treated her scalp, and she didn't lose her hair. She didn't lose any hair. It all worked out good, but all the money that came into the GoFundMe account, she ended up putting towards this doctor has a charitable foundation to help people in third world countries that need emergency plastic surgical procedures. And so she channeled all the money that was raised on her behalf into this account, into this foundation to help people in third world countries that needed that. And it just goes to show you how you can take a blunder, something that looks like it's just going to be terrible, and turn it into something that is good in the long run. God is a God of second chances. Aren't we thankful for that? He's a God of fixing problems. He's a God of taking blunders and turning them into victories. And the Bible even tells us over in Acts chapter 20, verse 35, he said, "In everything I did, I showed you that by this kind of hard work, we must help the weak, remembering the words of our Lord Jesus himself that said, it's more blessed to give than receive." If we take our blunders and turn them over to the Lord and look around and see where we can help somebody that's maybe going through a blunder, as this doctor did, all of a sudden things can really turn around and can become something good. It's just we can't throw up our hands in the midst of some big mistake or some big accident or whatever. We can't just throw up our hands and say, this is it, this is a tragedy, there's nothing I can do, this is awful, and just give up. We have to give God the opportunity to turn this thing around and make something special out of it. And he has a way of doing that. I told you yesterday about Shannon, and I spent a good part of the day yesterday on the phone calling various agencies all over the place and talking to a number of different people and talking to Shannon. And the long and the short of it is, after many phone calls and after many inquiries and all of that, I was able to find a way to get Shannon into a facility that would help her. And so today she is in a safe facility, and she is, for many of you, this is going to be an answer to prayer. She's in a safe facility, and she's doing okay. And she's getting her meds regulated, and she's being taken care of. So it's, I had to move Peanut. They think it's a great idea while I'm recording just to rub on the legs of the tripod. But anyhow, what I'm saying is this was a tragic situation. This was a bad situation that with just a little bit of effort on my part and on the part of a few other people, God was able to take it and turn it around into something wonderful where Shannon is now being taken care of and has the opportunity to get her life back on track and things to go well for her, and to get everything straightened out. God gives us those opportunities all the time. It's a matter of making choices to say, I'm going to try to do something to help the situation. I'm going to give God an opportunity to turn this thing around. Or we can throw our hands up and say, there's nothing I can do. And one of the most frustrating things that I face in a situation that's similar to Shannon's is I constantly run into people that say, well, that's outside of our policies, or that's outside of the parameters of what we do. In other words, I constantly hear people making excuses why they can't help, instead of saying, well, let me see what I can do. We can always find excuses why we can't, but we need to open our hearts like Christ did and say, what can I do? How might God use me to make something good come out of the bad? Well, I've kind of rambled in a circle today. I hope that in some way this is an encouragement to you. And if you're going through a tough time, if you've made some big blunder, I want to say to you, or even if you haven't made a blunder, but things aren't going good for you right now, put it in God's hands and give him an opportunity to bring something good out of it, and see if he can't do that. Listen, you have a great day today. I got to get ready to go to physical therapy. I will talk to you later. God bless you.